Biggest issue I see is that everyone right now wants to be an entrepreneur. I live a very plain life, family.
You don't seem like you live a plain life.
Instagram is
to
a lot of
yourself,
lies,
maybe.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Emailing.
So you don't have any sales?
We don't have sales at all.
You don't have a sales team?
Nope. Because our products is what is meant to sell the business.
But you have a marketing team.
No, not really. Not really. Like, we've got a Facebook ads team that does specific targeting for the game, but not for the studio. The studio itself has never been marketed at all. Never spent 1 cent on it.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's literally, and I was telling Leo this, it's like, if you are in an industry where you're creating products, as long as those products are the best quality, people are going to find you. And especially in the tech industry, if you create any form of software or game or app that is just top notch, you're getting heaps of users, the big companies will find you. You don't need to go searching for them. Really, the most important thing is just allowing people during the day to kind of do whatever they want to do. And then you're going to see who works the hardest anyway. They don't have to be at their desk the whole time, that they're scared to go and have a coffee or do whatever. At here, lunch is from 12 to 1 o'clock. The rest of the time, you do your work, but you're open to walk around, do whatever you want. Like, if I look at someone's desk and they're not there for 2 hours and I don't know where they are, I'm not going to stress. I wouldn't even know or care. So you need to just prove that you can do the work. I don't care if you did it between 9 and 12 or whether you did it between 9 and 5. It doesn't make any difference to me.
It's results driven.
Yeah, I'm paying you to get the result. I'm not paying you to be here for 8 hours. I'm paying you to get the result. I'm not paying you to be here for 8 hours.
How do you hire? Like, do you do video processes? Do you do one interview? Is it 2 interviews? Do you go on gut feel?
Yeah, it's usually a phone interview just to sort of say we got your resume and talk to them.
Oh, yep.
And then you can just stamp out anyone who failed that straight away.
Yeah.
Then there's usually an interview with like the higher management, like COOs and GMs.
Okay.
And then after that, it'll go to interview with the actual staff you'll be working with, like the seniors and leads.
A lot of Americans find that video is working more than CV, and I'm trying to push out CVs.
Yeah.
Because Seek.com is dying.
We
don't post
anything
on Seek. We don't post anything on Indeed.
You get the
We're very
worst job
headhunted.
requests. Yeah.
We headhunt staff, or we actually ask for videos and we record our interviews and send like a snippet to the client.
I think it'll definitely completely change in the next few years. I agree.
Yeah.
CVs are just rubbish. And they
so
don't. We
rubbish.
hardly look at them. 2 of my best employees didn't do anything to do with games at all at university. They just had really good personalities that I liked and knew that I could train up to be machines, and they're both killing it. They're both working on, one of them's on Bloom, which is one of our highest apps at the moment.
Yeah.
And the other one is working across a multitude of like different products, and they're both just juniors that I knew as like family friends, and they've come in here and they're working even harder than some of the others.
Where do you see AI going?
I can see what we can do in a video game right now based on like a character object, right? Now, there's literally no difference between that and once that character object is a robot. Like, once the robot in real life can do what the video game character can do, which is not much, it's walk, jump, shoot, things like that, then we just take that code and we just plug it in. There's no barrier to entry after that. Like, once the robot can do what we need it to do, it's literally just a plug in and drop. And that's the scariest part. And at that point, if we ever let it get to that point where we build robots that can learn and then can start teaching other robots, that's where it becomes an issue. The biggest issue I see is that everyone right now wants to be an entrepreneur for no reason whatsoever.
Everybody. Like
Like,
women.
put it this way, if you
Men.
make 60k to 80k a year, which is like a decent salary when you're young, say 21. If you make that and you're making it from say 21 to 30, you're going to be way ahead of most entrepreneurs by that point. Because entrepreneurs are going to fail for like 5 to 6 years. Then around the 6th year, they're going to realize what they've done. They're going to then make a decent business. By that point, by the time they're around 30, they'll probably be making 100k, 200k, 300k a year. And that's why I say things like, I would probably work for somebody else, even though I wouldn't, but like, because I've built this and I'd never leave it.
Yeah.
The mindset of, I'd be quite happy to wake up 9 to 5 and never think, like, go home at 5 o'clock and not think about work. That would be like just a dream to an entrepreneur that's made it this far. When you first start off, it's super hard to have a relationship because you're working. I was working. I never stopped working. I was there at 9, I'd leave at 12, come back at 9, leave at 12. Like, that was my first like 2-3 years. It was just constantly at the studio. And I think I had like multiple relationships at that point that all failed because it was just, I couldn't see that. I'm not telling anybody to like go and break up with their missus right now because you want to be an entrepreneur, but it is hard. It's harder. My whole mindset is nothing happens for a reason. It's just something that we just tell people every time something bad happens. Somebody dies in the family, whatever, everything happens for a reason. It's going to be okay. Like, you'll find, like, it's always like that, right? You lose a business opportunity, everything happens for a reason, you'll find a better one. It's just not true. Nothing happens for a reason. Things just happen. And then we've just got to react to those things that happen. So if you sit there every time and positively keep telling yourself everything happens for a reason, that's great for your sort of short-term mental. But in the long run, it's going to keep you, it's going to hold you back. It's sort of what I say about fate. It's like if you just throw fate out the window completely and you believe that literally this is it, we're just in this world, nothing happens for a reason, there's no fate, nothing is magical about it at all, then suddenly you've got to go out and hustle like harder than anybody. And that's my whole mindset. There's no fate. There's no everything happens for a reason. Just go out and find jobs. Go out and do the best you can do. And nothing's going to magically come to you. And if it does, that's luck. Very different to fate. If something just falls in your lap, I believe it's just luck. No one just, the gods didn't just place you with this opportunity because you're Jerry Sarkis and when you left uni, you should have been the best there was. Because I think that's what's happening is that everyone's graduating uni and going, I'm going to be an entrepreneur because that's what I was made to be, and I'm going to be the biggest ever because I just know that's what's going to happen. I don't know. I just have a very different outlook on business. I think that business will come to you as long as you actually just do the right stuff and you do right by people, you create good products. I think if you're always just trying to chase money and screw people over, your business will die straight away. Whether you're selling clothes, whether you're selling anything. So, but no, I don't think anything crazy has happened. I'm just very boring.
Okay.
Just try and go about my life.
Let me know.
Yeah, exactly. I live a very plain life. Have a lot of fun with friends and family.
You don't seem like you live a plain life.
Yeah. Instagram is
to
a lot
yourself,
of lies,
maybe.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
But to other people, they're like, "Whoa, this dude." But you have good fashion sense, I must say.
Thank you very much.
But thank you so much for being on the show,
Thank you very much for
and I
having
appreciate
me.
your time.
Anytime.
And yeah, thanks, man.
No worries.
But I don't eat fast food, so don't let it